While Dave is still trying to unpack his tent from our last adventure video, check that out if you haven't yet. Why don't we take a minute to talk about a smaller sibling to our good old friend, the Yamaha Tenere 700. Welcome back to Long Way Home, everyone, the place where getting your motorcycle news is easier than predicting the number of views, but not by much. The Tenere 700 has definitely been quite a success for Yamaha. Maybe that's what happens when you tease it for like 5 years. I don't have specific numbers, but I am seeing a hell of a lot of them on the roads of Romania. And remember, Romania is not a rich country. Sure, when compared to other bikes, the T7 is less expensive, but 10,000 euros is still 10,000 euros. And I am amazed by the sheer number of these new bikes I see on the roads. So definitely a success. Well done, Yamaha. But how about a Tenere 300? No, I'm serious, I'm asking you. Yamaha doesn't know if they should make one. They're basically asking us, all of us. Stick around. Fabrizio Corsi, an Italian, Yamaha Italy's product communications manager, said in a very recent interview that if there is a demand from customers, the company will be ready to satisfy it. He then proceeded to state that almost all brands are present in these segments now. He's talking about the small size adventure segment, mentioning the likes of BMW's 310 GS and the KTM 390 Adventure. Well, Fabrizio, if all the other companies already have bikes in the 300 to 400cc range, then there's obviously a demand for them, Fabrizio. Alright, apart from his interview shenanigans, let's try and imagine, let's do a little mental exercise of what a Tenere 300 would look like when it arrives in 2025 after about 5 years of marketing tease. Looks wise, probably the same as the T7, since somehow, at least in my opinion, Yamaha has nailed it there. It looks good, it looks like it means business, especially off-road, and I really wouldn't change much there. Engine-wise, we'll most probably get the 321cc parallel twin liquid-cooled one, which at the moment comes on the MT-03 and manages to dish out 42 horsepower and 29 Newton meters of torque. Obviously, this will be tuned to be more adventure-ish, have more low-end torque instead of top-speed power, and also be married with a 6-speed gearbox. As it stands right now, this engine is more impressive than the KTM 390 Adventure, which only manages around 38 horsepower, but being tweaked for off-road, they will probably be neck and neck. However, with the KTM being about 50 cc's larger. Being a Tenere, the same double cradle frame should most probably be used, and as far as suspension is concerned, the same long forks on the front and the monoshock on the back, but I still have no first-hand experience on how good the suspension actually is on the T7, since Yamaha Romania still hasn't made a Tenere available to me yet. Where's my bike, Yamaha? It's not there. Price-wise, the small Tenere should come in at around $5,000 and considering the KTM 390 Adventure comes in at $6,200, that's the base price, and that you all have an aversion to bikes which are manufactured in China, the Tenere 300 should knock it out of the park with no problem. There are obviously a few electronics you will be missing out on, like traction control and rider aids, but again, from what I've seen so far from you, they don't really seem to matter that much, especially on a bike that puts out around 40 horsepower and is 5 grand. The instrument panel should be identical to the T7 along with the LED lights on the front and all of the signal lights on the front and the back. Now, while the Tenere 700 comes with a 21-inch front wheel, that just seems a bit too big for the smaller T3. Yes, that's what we're gonna call it from now on, the T3. So a standard 19-inch on the front and a 17-inch on the back combination is most likely what we're looking at. So what do we tell Yamaha? Do we want a smaller 300 Tenere in our garage or not? Let us know in the comments below, or tell us what you would like to see different on a smaller Tenere. I don't care what changes you make, Yamaha, but put some tubeless tires on there, man. Well, that's the show for today, everyone. If you've enjoyed it, give it a big thumbs up, and if you think you've learned something new, consider subscribing or becoming a patron to help us make more of these shows. Cheers, and I'll see you on the next one.